Unlikely Pages of Love. Chapter 1. Unruffled Pages. In a quaint corner of the bustling city, nestled between towering skyscrapers and glittering boutiques, there stood a small library. It was a haven for book lovers, a sanctuary of stories, and the domain of a librarian named Emily. With her unruly hair perpetually pulled back in a messy bun, oversized glasses perched on her nose, and a perpetual penchant for comfortable cardigans and faded jeans, Emily was a paragon of unconventionality. The library was Emily's world, a place where she reveled in the comforting smell of old books and the quiet rustle of pages. Her style, or rather the lack thereof, reflected her unwavering devotion to her books over appearances. Emily believed in dressing for comfort, not for show, and her lack of interest in fashion was as apparent as the coffee stains on her favorite cardigan. Chapter 2. Bites of the Heart. On the other side of the city, in a glass-encased tower that touched the sky, lived Alexander Stone, a tech mogul with a heart of code. He was the enigmatic billionaire behind Stone Tech, a company that revolutionized the digital world. With a stern expression and impeccably tailored suits, Alexander was as meticulous in his appearance as he was in his business. But behind the facade of success and power, Alexander was lonely. His cold demeanor had earned him respect and fear, but not companionship. His days were filled with meetings, algorithms, and the solitude of his penthouse apartment, until one day, a colleague mentioned the library and its peculiar librarian. Chapter 3. Dewey Decimals and Billionaire Disposition. Curiosity piqued, Alexander found himself standing outside the unassuming library. He pushed open the heavy oak door and stepped into a world vastly different from his own. The smell of aged paper greeted him as he surveyed the rows of books, eventually landing his gaze on Emily, who was engrossed in organizing a shelf of books with focused intensity. He approached her, his steps measured and purposeful. "Excuse me," he began, his voice smoother than the silk lining of his suit. "I heard you're the keeper of knowledge in this place." Emily looked up, her glasses perched precariously on her nose. "That's one way to put it," she replied with a bemused smile. Alexander found himself drawn to her nonchalant demeanor, a stark contrast to the polished executives he dealt with daily. "I have a rather specific request," he admitted. "I'm looking for a book on connecting with people." Emily's eyebrow arched skeptically. "You, Mr. Stonetech? Looking for a guide on human interaction?" Alexander cleared his throat, a rare hint of self-consciousness crossing his features. "It's a personal project," he mumbled. Emily chuckled, the sound warm and genuine. "I might have just the thing for you. Follow me." As Emily led Alexander through the labyrinthine aisles, their worlds collided like the unlikeliest of pairings. She, the disheveled librarian with a heart full of stories, and he, the aloof billionaire with a yearning for connection. Chapter 4. The Unconventional Connection. Over weeks that turned into months, Emily and Alexander's interactions blossomed. He would visit the library under the guise of seeking knowledge, but the truth was that he sought her company. They would discuss books, exchange anecdotes, and laugh over coffee-stained cardigans and perfectly pressed suits. Emily's unassuming charm gradually chipped away at Alexander's walls, revealing the man beneath the corporate armor. And in return, Alexander showed Emily a world beyond her cherished books, inviting her to galas and events that made her uncomfortable yet intrigued. Their friendship was a delightful blend of contrasts, and somewhere along the line, their hearts began to write a story of their own. As Emily helped Alexander navigate the intricate chapters of human emotions, he showed her that sometimes, the most unexpected people could become the greatest treasures in one's life. Chapter 5. Love's Algorithm. One evening, as they sat on the library's steps beneath a canopy of stars, Alexander hesitated before speaking. "Emily, there's something I need to tell you." She looked at him, her curiosity piqued. "What is it?" He took a deep breath, his eyes softening as they met hers. "I've learned a lot from you, about people and about myself. And I've realized that there's something more valuable than algorithms and wealth." Emily smiled, her heart racing. "And what's that?" "Love," he said simply, his voice a whisper in the stillness of the night. Emily's laughter bubbled forth, a joyful symphony under the moonlit sky. Alexander Stone, the ruthless tech billionaire, talking about love? He chuckled, a rare vulnerability in his eyes. Yes, the same one. And as they sat there, two unlikely souls brought together by fate and a love for books, their laughter mingled with the soft rustle of pages in the wind, writing a love story that defied all expectations. Epilogue: Dog-eared forever. In the end, Emily never lost her penchant for cardigans and comfort, and Alexander never fully shed his aloof exterior. But together, they found a balance, a harmony between their worlds that was as unique as their love. The library became a cherished haven for both of them, a reminder of where their journey began. And every now and then, amidst the rows of books and the scent of ink and paper, they would steal a quiet moment, laughing and sharing stories, their love story an ode to the beauty of unconventional connections.